Welcome back. Welcome back to another brand new episode. This is season 3, episode 3. We're both back in California in the same room, and y'all, we have got a really good one for y'all this week. Kicking things off with our primetime topic, we talk about how being black is not a monolith. So many different ways to be a black person. For our game, we play a little Black Card Revoked. Let's see who can keep all of their cards. And for our last call, we talk about classic black movies and TV shows. Season 3, episode 3. This is The Experience.
Keep doing that fucking clap shit. That's got to be some acting shit.
No,
like the actors do is like the.
No, you do that so that way when I am editing it, when I can hear the clap, I can hear from Squadcast and match it up with the video's audio. Oh, it's like a okay. Yeah. Hey. He's like, this is just some acting shit.
Yeah, he talking about some action. I'm thinking, all right,
much more deep.
Sorry about that shit. But we here now, season 3, episode 3. Episode 3. My God, look at us, man. Look at us. We back.
Hope you guys enjoyed in case you missed it last week, because that was some juiciness. Juicy in case you missed it. Yeah.
Yeah, but we here now. Episode 3 of The Experience, man. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling amazing. It's the same day.
And see, I tried to play it off, but we didn't even switch shirts and type shit. But if y'all see episode 1,
that's actually why I said that, because I looked up. I'm like, it's the same day.
We didn't even try. I said we didn't even attempt to try to fool y'all. So I mean, we that's the thing. That's what makes it so special. We peel back the curtains. We show y'all exactly who we are and how we act.
Like, just go along with it. Fuck.
Just pretend like this is a different day. Exactly. Seriously.
I mean, it's a different day for y'all, just not for us. We're stuck in a time loop in this bitch. Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right. Shall we get into it?
Let's get into it.
All right. So for our primetime topic today, we are talking about how being black is not a monolith. And I am going to go ahead and pass it to Mr. Oh, wait. We didn't even introduce ourselves.
This is how you know we did it on the same day. We all feel like it's all kind of joined into one super episode. But
yeah, I'm Jay Gooden, a.k.a. the Sports Gay.
I'm D. Allen, a.k.a. the Don of all trades.
All right, now let's get started. So we're talking about how being black is not a monolith. I am going to go ahead and pass it to you, D. Allen. What are your thoughts on that?
Blackness. I think I'm of the opinion that blackness isn't a monolith, but you also have I feel like black people also have like a code that I think any race has a code that I think most, if not all, black people kind of follow.
And also, I'm so sorry. So when we say blackness is not a monolith, for those who are not familiar with what that means, that
don't know the words.
Some people don't. But look, what that means is that there's not one cookie cutter version of a black person. Black people are diverse within being black. There's different shades, different personalities that encompass being black. But
and that's like, obviously the physical traits of blackness is different. Like, you see different black people, they look different shades, like you already mentioned. But like, black, look at us. Like, we're both black. He might say I'm white, but I'm very black, if you guys didn't know. And we're both different shades. But like, what we mean, like, in this sense, is like personality, like the way we kind of go about things, go about life. And it's different for each person. Like, you definitely going to the University of Michigan, and probably the same for Michigan State University, like, you meet a lot of different black people. Like, you meet like, everybody's like the same amount of black, but you see like how the way you came up, like the way you were raised, is a big influence on like just how you move. And that's just in general with life. But like with blackness, is like, if you kind of came up, let's say like a black person that came up in the hood, that came up in like a dilapidated area, kind of had a certain skill set, certain like family life, certain, way of thinking, and it kind of propelled them forward. And you got another black person that, maybe grew up in the burbs, grew up with, maybe a 2-parent household, always went to private school or stuff like that. It's just, those certain things add up into like who you are as a person. And it can get to a point where you hit like a crossroads where you meet other black people that don't act like you. And then you start questioning, or you start like reevaluate either your blackness or their blackness. And I don't think that's something that we should do as a community, but I think we do that shit a lot. Like where we like
we gatekeep each other.
We gatekeep, and we talked about this I think last season, like gatekeeping blackness in general. Like the fact of the matter is just blackness isn't one singular thing. It's just like and I think everyone. Like I feel like we said, like even in the first episode, like when we talked about like just black people like being already at the bottom of the totem pole, like beefing with other people at the bottom it's counterproductive. So like when black people like beef with each other over something so trivial, like yo, you ain't even from such and such, so you ain't even black for real. And we cooked niggas about card games in the previous episode, and that's a black thing, and it was all jokes and fun and games, but in actuality, like it's nothing wrong with without knowing certain things. There isn't a book to blackness. There isn't
and then I think also what people fail to realize is that I feel like our differences are what make up black culture. There's so many different parts of black culture. Like you got to think like everybody in the world is ripping off of us. White creativity would not exist without black people, period. So it's like the fact that we have that is because of all the differences and all of like the different layers that there is to black culture. Like it's it's not one thing.
Right. Yeah, it's not. And the sooner we realize that, like I think we'll just be better as a community, like where we just like we're more accepting, we're more inviting. And I think that's a big thing that people say, like we're not really inviting. And it's certain like and when it comes to like black people wanting to do maybe quote unquote more black shit, like they maybe didn't come up the blackest of ways, so they want to do more black shit. And then you got the gatekeeping, you got the the attitudes, you got people who like, oh, you should have knew that already type shit. And we're guilty of that too in our own way, but like I think it's like I said, just very very counterproductive.
And it's like it's so funny because I have a story. So when I first got to MSU, I I got really close to the advisor for the Black Student Alliance at the time. Her name was Dr. Lee. Shout out to you. But I was so nervous to like make myself known in that black space because I did go to private school. I speak a little differently than a lot of the people there did. So I was like, I don't know what to do. And she's like, just be you. And I was like, but what if they like don't accept me? She was like, they might not, but like at the end of the day, like that's more counterproductive on them. Like you being your authentic self is what's most important at the end of the day. Like nobody can tell you that you're not black. Like you're black. So it's like you don't have to try to overcompensate or try and, prove anything to anybody. You don't like your skin color is enough. Like you're black.
Yeah, get your black. Like that's the funny thing because like, bro, white people, we black. Like they'll walk in and they'll see me and Jay and be like, oh, that's two niggas sitting on that sofa. Nah, he's like, I know. He's like, they're not thinking about one's darker than the other one. One's probably like more ghetto than the other. Who knows? Like
he's the more ghetto one. Yeah.
See, then we do shit like that. That's the shit I'm talking about. But it's one of those things where it's like, and you brought up a good point about, like you came from a place where like, you were seen more eloquent in a way, like the way you spoke, like, and that's something that we do a lot, like talk white. Like we confuse eloquent speaking with talking in a Caucasian manner, which is already kind of that's in and of itself demeaning black. Like just how our speech patterns, the way we speak, the way we talk, the way
because when do white people become the standard?
Yeah, it's like the heteronormativity type thing. It's just like we see more white people on TV, on billboards and shit like that. You hear them talk more. You grew up hearing them talk more than black people, unless you were like at home and whatnot, and then you came up black. But then you start like, and then you have people who are black who speak eloquently that, and then you'd be like, oh, she just talked white. Oh, he just talked white, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, no, they're still just as black as you. They just, probably came up in a way where like they had to be a more eloquent speaker. They had to they were taught to be a more eloquent speaker. Just because you weren't taught to be that way don't mean you couldn't be that way. And then when you are that way, it doesn't mean you're talking white. You're just speaking in a manner that's, clear, concise, and coherent.
Yeah, like, I mean, shit. And it's crazy because people will try to attribute the way that I speak to me going to private school. I've always spoken like this. You can ask him before I even went to private school. I've always my mom was just very intentional on how she wanted us to speak, and she raised us to speak a certain way. It didn't have anything to do with race, but she wanted it to be, you know, the way that she wanted it to be, and that's how I speak. And now it's like a mixture. I speak however I'm feeling in the motherfucking moment. So you might get some ebonics, you might not. But yeah,
Yeah, and just like going back to the experiences that Black people have, like I know that, and it's commonplace because like we're obviously like I keep saying the bottom of the totem pole in terms of just respect in the general grand scheme of things, and you get a lot of Black people that grow up in areas where it's just not the safest, and then you get like a tough skin, like you get tough skin because of that, and then people who don't do that come up in a different way. They don't, that doesn't mean they necessarily don't have tough skin. They just had to develop it in a different way. Like you didn't, maybe one person had had homies, had cousins that was always in the streets, and you were always in fear of certain things happening because you were in a certain neighborhood, certain people coming up to you, being to defend yourself a lot more at a younger age versus other people who kind of have to maneuver in a more, I guess, prototypical, have the nuclear family, have the, just have everything, all the cards laid out for them in a way that they're guaranteed success.
Yeah.
And that's something that we should just do for, and Black people should just do in general. Like we want Black people to be successful, but because we're so like I said, we're so disrespected, like we're so like so many like systemic issues that we still face as Black people, is it puts us in a position where like we're constantly in the same predicaments that we've been in our whole lives, the same environments that we've been in our whole lives, and that just perpetuates like the factions of Black people that we have. It's just like, oh yeah, you're gonna have those Black people that just gonna feel like, yo, like you didn't come up out the mud, like you don't understand what it's like to be Black for real. Like, no, every Black person understands what it's like.
Because look, I'm gonna say this at the end of the day: to a white person, y'all are all niggas. Everybody is niggas to white people. So, and also, and hold on, wait, because I need to say this too, because we had a little trouble last season with some listeners, and I'm just gonna be real about it. When I say white people, I do not mean all white people. I'm using white people as a generalization to emphasize a point. If you take that personal, that's more so like, actually, yeah, if you take it personal, I feel like you should investigate that because, we're not calling anybody out specifically. So if you take it personal, then it's like, okay, if the shoe fits, lace it up and motherfucking strut.
Look inward.
Oh, wow. No, 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 no. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. That wasn't P. That was not P.
That was P. Now niggas don't even say that shit no more. That literally came and went.
No, yeah, that aged like spoiled milk.
Spoiled milk. Nobody. If you outside and you a grown ass person saying I'm pushing P now in August of 2022, you need to be investigated, and somebody needs to.
It's gonna still.
Oh, he's gonna still in prison. Yeah. And actually, I think he's gonna get released soon. I think I've read something about that, but I read from the Twitter folks, and that ain't 100% true. But no.
And then, but going back to the topic at hand, I would say too, there are certain parts of Black culture that are pinnacles that, like, that, I mean, if you don't know it, it's not bad, but I feel like it's not for us to gatekeep each other, but to gatekeep everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, we should be exclusive with our culture to everybody else, but not to us. Like, because Black culture is cool. Like, I'm literally so happy that I was born Black. Like, I wouldn't want to be any other race at all.
We're shitting on folks, like, in terms of just like the way we're mimicked, like the way we're seen as the blueprint for
This world does not move without black creativity. Period.
So like when you have that, we got to look at ourselves and be like, yo, we can't keep doing shit like trying to put ourselves down, like hold ourselves back and whatnot. And like what Jay said, and I said in the beginning, like the code, like we might have a code where like the black code, like bro, you got bro code, girl code, you got all that shit, but you got
like even certain things like being home before the street lights are on, or like watching Friday and like knowing that, like
it's certain things you get that type of feeling, you get that type of those lessons from other places, like we were saying, you don't. And then the code is one of those things that like like Jay said, it's not the end of the world if you don't know it, but once you do learn it, like you start, I think you start, and I think a lot of people who kind of came up in an unconventional way that black people usually don't come up in, once they learn that code, like once they learn like, oh, there's certain things that black people love to do, black people move with, like how they speak, how they just act, they start appreciating their blackness even more. I think because it's like if you like black person just surrounded by white people your whole life, going to private school your whole life, and then you go to college, or then you go to or HBC, you go to anywhere, you just meet more black people, and you start realizing the different black people that you meet, and the different experiences that they have, and how it's like a commonality that strings black people together outside of just our skin complexion. So and then you get that, and then people learn that code, and they run with it, and that's beautiful. I love seeing stuff like, I love seeing black people who didn't get those I guess pivotal experiences that most black kids might have got, get it later on down the line, and just love themselves even more because of it.
I feel like it's like black people are a mosaic, and then the picture of the mosaic is black culture. Essentially.
Simple as that.
But all right, let's move on to our game. Speaking of gatekeeping, we're gonna be playing Black Card Revoked.
Switch up. Now we're gonna take all you niggas black cards just after we talked about how blackness isn't a monolith. I'm dead as fuck.
That's just
we're funny like that.
I have a few Black Card Revokes on my Black Card Revokes. I have a few cards from Black Card Revoked on my phone, and so me and Darren are gonna take turns, and we're gonna have to guess. And so hopefully we keep our black cards. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. All right. So after you stop and drop, what should you do next? Should you A, shut them down, open up shop? B, put your hands up? C, roll? D, hand over your license and registration?
Definitely not fucking D. It's A.
Yes, that is the correct answer. Shut them up and open up shop. Stop, drop, shut them down, and open up shop. I've never heard of that. Not even.
I'm like, it's got to be that first one. It's not Black Minute.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
All right.
Let's see how we do on this.
Oh, what the fuck? These questions are funny as fuck. This guy will give you an easy one. What might mama say you need in order to get some McDonald's? A, a job. B, a clue. C, good grades. Or D, McDonald's money.
You need McDonald's money.
There you go.
Yeah, I got McDonald's. I used to fucking hate when my parents said that, and I'm like, no, I'm literally a child with no job and no source of income. I don't have McDonald's money, bro.
Oh man, I hated hearing that shit coming up, man. You got McDonald's money? No, I'm 7.
Okay. All right, you're gonna know this one. Okay. This is your bestie, so you're gonna get this one. Okay. According to Kanye, who doesn't have the answers? Taylor Swift, Beck, Jay-Z, or Sway?
Sway! You don't have the answers, man! I love Ye, if y'all could tell. But y'all probably did know because all the other seasons that we've done, I mentioned Ye at least once in every episode. Boom, 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 boom. Damn, this is funny. These are funny. All right. Who is Steve Urkel's cool alter ego?
Oh, I know this.
A, Stan. B, Scotty. C, Stefan. D, D. Sean.
It's Stefan Urkel. Stefan Urkel.
Hey, his name's Jalil White.
His name is Jalil White, and that's my
name twins. But it's funny because like every time, like he's a good actor. Because I used to really think that like when I was little watching that shit, I used to be like, wow, he really like switched that shit up. Like he's nothing like Urkel now. Like he definitely Stefan. Yes, Jalil White's a legend. We need to give him more flowers.
He does. Yeah. Okay. So. Ooh, I'm gonna do a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's poor, black, and maybe even ugly, but dear God, they're still here? Is it A, Nanny, B, Pookie, C, Reba, I'm a survivor. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then, or D, Celie.
I'm gonna go with B.
That is incorrect. Your black card has been
What
revoked. It was D, Celie. You're revoked twice.
You've
never seen The Color Purple?
No, I've never seen The Color Purple.
Black card revoked. Black card revoked.
Sorry, I love. All right, now I gotta give him some hard shit because his ass going.
Black card revoked. That one was not even that bad, I feel like, but it's gonna rain on your head, Harpo.
That's too hard for you. This is funny. I really want to give you this one, but you're gonna definitely know this one.
I'm gonna know them all.
What does it mean when your hotline blings? Your phone is ringing. You making money. Someone needs late night love, or Drake is on the radio.
This one could be two of them. Is it Drake? Somebody needs
vote. If somebody needs some late night loves, come on, hotline bling. I know that can only mean one thing. He said it in the song. That can only mean one thing.
Let me just tell you guys something. I fucking hate. No, not Drake. Drake cool, but I hate that song.
That song was probably the most annoying song of 2015. That shit. And I used to, if people who knew me from high school, I used to do a little dance too. I used to throw these bitches up before I was even supposed to. Who gonna stop?
Okay, I got one for you. Which pedophile's body telling him no, but his mind telling him yes? Is it A, Bryson Tiller, B, Genuine, C, R. Kelly, or D, Chris Brown?
Robert to the stand.
Yeah, it was like Robert.
Robert, calm down. Robert.
He's like, I didn't do this stuff. It's not me.
And I just want to say something. I don't know if the trend is over by the time this comes out, but I've been on TikTok and there's this trend with people dancing to this R. Kelly song, and I'm like, weren't you guys? Everybody on TikTok was against this nigga, so this is just weird. People just follow a trend. It's weird. You won't see me dancing to R. Kelly. I'm gonna let you know that. Oh shit!
All right, I'm gonna do the last one. Okay. Last one. I'm gonna give you something good.
Robert.
Calm down. What do you call drugs at 74th Street Baptist Church? A shame. The devil's work. A sin. Or evil.
A sins and around here between Harvard and Western. We call this here a little 2020. Wow, nigga. That is my movie. Friday is my movie. I know every line from that movie. You know, that's how I knew I could be an actor. I could memorize lines when I memorized that whole movie. That's my shit.
And that's Black Card Revoked. I really like that game. That's fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
We should
play
come
that
up with
again.
like our own shits too. Like,
Oh yeah,
and do it. Yeah,
best friend check.
Oh yeah, that should be fire. Yeah, I love that.
But yeah, going into that, we just talked about Friday, so now we're gonna talk about some classic Black movies and TV shows that that we like to watch. See, look, you might not have known the parts of the Black culture, but we're looking out for you. We're looking out for you in this episode. This is why we're here. We're here to help. We're here to help. Yeah. Okay, so obviously for movie, I'm gonna say Friday is my favorite movie. It's the perfect comedy. It had the suspense, it had the sad moments, it had the excitement. You kind of like there's a lot of themes that happen in Black culture, getting fired on your day off, the neighborhood nigga that likes to snatch chains, trying to get the girl, getting high, selling, making the dealer upset or the supplier, because Big Worm is the supplier, he's not the dealer. Love the movie. Chris Tucker, Ice Cube, brilliant performances. Nia Long, brilliant. Fucking Regina King, brilliant. Yeah. I never forget. She said, "My track slipped out." I'm like, damn. No, and the beginning of the movie, there. Well, no, I don't want to spoil it. Go watch Friday. It's a trilogy. I personally don't really like the second and third installments. I feel like they kind of overdo the humor. Yeah, exactly. But the first Friday. Oh wait, John Witherspoon. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. So many great people. Bernie Mac.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many great people there. Yeah.
Guy that plays Debo, I forget his name.
He died too,
Lester.
didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Friday's a classic. I love Friday. Yeah, I think I watch Friday once a year. Every year,
same.
at least once a year, and
It's on streaming services now. So.
yeah, definitely go check it out. If you guys haven't seen Friday, that's one of those movies that it's hard to find a Black person that hasn't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Black people that came up in a different way, they've seen it. So I suggest you guys go watch that before.
And
you get
look,
caught up in that.
if you haven't seen it, don't feel bad. Go watch it.
Feel bad. Just go turn it on and watch it. Like you, it don't matter if you were 4 when you first saw it or 24.
It's a quick watch. It's a quick watch.
It's quick, it's digestible, and it's still funny. How many years later? 27 years later.
I know you don't smoke weed. I notice, but I'm gonna get you high today because it's Friday. You ain't got no job and you ain't got shit to do.
Man, I love that movie. But no, yeah, Friday. I love Friday. I'll probably say, I know I said I don't watch trauma Black films, but that's a lie. I do. One of my favorites, I probably say a classic to me, is Boys in the Hood.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Now, Boys in the Hood, like when I first saw that movie, like I remember when I was little, my mom didn't really want me to watch that movie because it was like it was a lot going on. And it was just like a lot of violence, obviously Ricky's death was like a huge thing.
No, my dad made us watch it. He traumatized us.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah, I luckily I had older cousins that didn't give a fuck what my parents was talking about. So luckily I was able to get that experience. And once I watched Boys in the Hood, man, that shit was so good. Like I really, really liked it. I used to think like I was like Trey. I was like Cuba Gooding's character. I was just like I'm the regular guy that probably surrounded by hood niggas, but I was just the nigga that was just like the school kid, the nigga that was like was projected to go
the scene
out of the hood type shit.
The scene I related to the most is when they're taking the ACT. I think it is
ACT. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is ACT. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's up there as a classic film. And
Morris Chestnut, Ice Cube again.
Yeah, Ice Cube. Yeah, this is like straight out of Compton. This is like early '90s Ice Cube. This is Jerry Curl Cube. Type shit. Friday was '95. That was like that was cut.
He was like 30.
Yeah, this is exactly. The '91 was different. So yeah, it's crazy. We both chose Ice Cube as movies. But no,
Ice Cube was like, "You can get it. Put your back into it."
I'm about to say, a newer film that's like all Black that I really, really enjoyed when I saw it, that I think everybody should watch, is called The Harder They Fall. It's like a Black Western.
Such a good movie.
It's a really good movie.
Regina King.
Regina King's in it. Idris Elba's in it. Jonathan Majors.
Oh.
And he's gonna be a big player in Marvel coming up.
Jonathan, if you ever hear this, I apologize for simping over you, but like you're fine as fuck.
Because we talking about TV too.
Yeah.
I know, but you should watch Harder They Fall, but watch Lovecraft Country. Like for a classic, Boys in the Hood is up there with Friday. Like you need to watch. That's like a must watch. And then Harder They Fall is definitely something that's new. I didn't think it was gonna be as good as it was, but it's definitely like really, really good. I think people should check it out. And for TV, like I said,
For TV, for me, it's Family Matters.
Family Matters. That's
It's a rare condition in this day and age. Yeah, that's the only part of the song I know.
You see, we about shut up because we knew he was gonna fuck it. We knew he was gonna fuck that one up. But no, Family Matters is definitely, yeah, it's like that. Man.
Also, Living Single, because we are living single. Queen Latifah.
Yeah, it's of course Fresh Prince of Bel Air and Martin. You know that's
Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
And that's like that's been an age old debate in the black community for the white folks that are listening. We've always talked about what's better, Martin or Fresh Prince. I've always been on the Fresh Prince side, and it's crazy because people who are on the Martin side, you can't tell them that Fresh Prince funnier than Martin because Martin is up there, and Martin's funny.
Listen, speaking of gatekeeping, roses are red, violets are blue. Carlton, we're black. What are you? I will always love that.
What are you?
What are you?
Carlton, Alfonso, what's his last name? Alfonso something. Whatever. Carl, the nigga that plays Carlton, he's definitely a funny ass nigga, man. Just in real life too. He's just
doesn't he host America's Funniest Home
Yep, he do. Yeah, he's really funny. And Will Smith is, going on an apology tour after he smacked the shit out of Chris Rock. But it's funny how, like, if we played a Where Are They Now game.
Right. We didn't even get to talk about that. That happened right as the season ended. That happened right after.
Y'all didn't get our takes about that. We laughed. We had a ball. We cracked jokes. This was funny. It was a very funny thing. I think people made it to be more serious than it should have been. Yeah. So yeah, thank God for that. I'm trying to think what else. Newer shows like Snowfall.
If you're not watching Snowfall, what are you doing? That's a John Singleton classic right there.
Yeah.
You need to be watching Snowfall.
Yeah. That's a classic. What else? Oh, Atlanta. If you guys haven't watched Atlanta, the new season 3 is really good. I know people have been shitting on it, but this has been the mid-era. I think we're in an era where everything everybody releases is going to be called mid by somebody. Yeah. Even that new Beyonce project, some people have called it mid.
But I just feel like we're in a generation of fucking haters.
Yeah, it's nasty word.
Because how could you say out of your mouth that Renaissance is mid? Bitch, you're mid.
You're mid. Like, come on, like, niggas was killing Doctor Strange, like, for no reason. That shit was good.
Such a good movie.
That was a good movie, bro. Like, y'all niggas just dick suck and hate, and I don't like it.
She said, even now, this is me being reasonable.
See, that's that actor to go ahead and do that. Yeah, shout out Elizabeth Olsen. Even though that's not a black ass movie, it's a white ass movie.
Elizabeth Olsen come to the cookout.
We gotta stop doing that. We gotta stop. This is not. No white person can come to the cookout. I'm sorry. I don't care. No white person can come to the cookout. I hate that we did that. That we made that a long-standing thing. I love Tom Hanks, and I think he's actually one of my favorite actors. Like, period. But he's not invited to the cookout. The cookout is supposed to be for us. See, look at us. We're trying to invite the cool white folks. And what white person telling you who's invited today? What do they do? Like fucking potato salad.
The potluck. The potluck.
There we go. He's like, you never have white people invite. They never had those conversations. Which black person you invite to the potluck?
Yeah,
that's so goofy. But we kept it going.
That kind of I feel like would be racist if it switched the other way.
It would, because it would. They talk about like inviting black people to the fucking potluck. Who the fuck are you? Inviting us to the potluck. I guess that's probably how they feel about the cookouts. But no, I love Elizabeth Olsen. I love Tom Hanks. But sorry, you are not invited to the cookout. I will see y'all at another event that has both black and white people there.
And on that note, we're at the end of the episode. That is episode 3 right there. I guess the biggest takeaway I would say is like, look, we are a mosaic of people, and the picture that the mosaic makes is black culture. So, if you don't know, then no. And if you don't know and you don't want to know, that's also fine. But you don't have to prove your blackness. You're black if you are black now, because some people be blackfish.
Yeah, don't blackfish. We're not talking about you white folks that love to tan. And love to try to do that shit. We're talking about authentic, purebred black folks. Even the mulattoes. We'll include y'all in because y'all at least got one black parent.
Not mulatto.
Once we start into like the 1/4 blacks, like the Drake's baby, like Adonis.
Oh yeah.
He can't. I don't think he can say nigga. I don't know. That's another conversation we should have. Can black people? Well, is he black? Because he's 3/4. He has black in him, but he's 3/4 white.
Sound off in the comments, guys.
Yeah, tell us, Ken Adonis, say nigga.
Oh my god.
But no, we is beautiful. We is special. We is kind. We is great.
Absolutely.
Love black people to death, and don't shame other black people just because they know less than you.
Because if you do that, that's like a real bitch move, and you don't want to be a bitch, do you? Come on, let's not do
You're
that.
not like us. Like we can talk shit and it's all funny games. When you do it, you might get your
Right. You don't have a mic, so yeah. Also, another key takeaway: don't talk shit unless you have a mic in front of you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, but as always, you can give us a follow on Instagram and Twitter at @theexperience_pod. If you would like to follow me personally, Jay Gooden, you can follow me on Instagram, J_Gooden98, and on TikTok, Jay Gooden. Where can they find you, my friend?
You can find me on all platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. You niggas that still use that shit. It's at Ned Saturn, at NEDSATURN. Find me.
Well, there we go. Episode 3. We will see you guys next week for another In Case You Missed It. Peace.